So RJ, I want to thank you for coming in. Obviously, it's been I'm sure like you were telling me yesterday, kind of a roller coaster of a week, draft week, coming off of an All-American season at Mississippi State. And just kind of, let's start with yesterday and, start with this week. This is something, the draft that I'm sure you've been looking forward to your whole life, growing up playing baseball and then going to Mercer, Mississippi State. This is something that's always been on your mind. Just kind of talk about this week and what were kind of some of the emotions coming into this week?
Man, a lot of excitement, just built up. You've always worked for something like this, and for it to actually, arrive, it's like, well, you don't really know what to do. It all comes at you so fast. So it was a pretty exciting week.
And just for, a little bit of a background, for anybody who doesn't know how the events of this week ended up, 20 rounds of the MLB draft and your name is not called. Your name doesn't go, to the shock of many people. I had people messaging me on Twitter like, hey, what is going on? I had people texting me. I'm sure it was the same thing for you. What is going on? Why isn't RJ off the board? And it ended up, winding up to a great organization, St. Louis, the Cardinals, signing to a free agent deal last night. That's Tuesday night. And just kind of, talk about that and, just kind of your emotions yesterday when you're kind of sitting here, you're waiting for a call, waiting to hear like what's going on, and just the whole everything of just not getting drafted.
Yeah, so, I thought actually on day two, I thought it might happen. Had a couple calls on day two. And, for whatever reason, those didn't really work out. So I was kind of bummed day two. I was like, man, thought it was going to happen. Didn't. Okay, we got day three. I'm going early day three. And same thing, got a couple calls, but nothing for sure. And about the 18th round came around, and I was like, it's going to be the same thing again. So, but I got a call from the Cardinals literally right after the draft. I was just disappointed, very disappointed, and they offered me a great free agent deal, and I kind of told them, I was like, man, you're gonna have to give me a second because I'm just a little down right now, man. I'm not thinking straight. Just give me a second, and I'll get back to you. And it ended up working out. It was a great opportunity, great organization. So I'm really fired up now, but it took me a minute.
And so, like we've mentioned, your story, for anybody who doesn't know, has been a kind of an underdog story from the start. You go to Mercer, smaller Division I school, but you play fantastic over there. Brooks Wallace Award, up for the best shortstop in the nation. Multiple times, your name is up there, but then still name's not called on draft day, draft week. So you're like, all right, let's head to the defending World Series champions, Mississippi State, get our name out there, play in the SEC, the strongest conference in the nation, and still, undrafted. Just kind of talk about, say like, it's just like, I've done everything right. I've gone out there, 18 home runs, leading the team in batting average, first team All-SEC, third team All-American. I've done everything right. Your play shows for itself, but still doesn't happen. Just kind of talk about that and, just kind of still people just not appreciating your talent.
Yeah, man, and a lot of it doesn't make sense to me. I've been getting phone calls like, "What's going on? What's happening?" And it's just, some things you just can't explain, and it is what it is. And but I feel like I've done this my whole life, man. It's, I've always had a chip on my shoulder. I've always been in this position. I feel like so. I think it's just going to fuel me for the next level, man. And all I need is an opportunity, and the Cardinals gave me one. So I think this whole experience, man, from last year, this year, is just going to fuel me, fuel the fire, and I'm just going to play as long as I can and work as hard as I can.
So continue off of that, because this is where chapter one starts now. You had the Mercer stage, the Mississippi State stage, and now heading St. Louis, getting in within their organization. This is chapter one once again, and just to have that opportunity for someone to take a chance on you, say, hey, give him a bat, give him out there, put him out there between, first and second and third, wherever he's going to play, and just let him go after it. Just kind of talk about, St. Louis, the Cardinals, the organization, taking a chance on you and, what your goal is moving forward with their organization.
Yeah, man, I've had a bunch of people text me and be like, man, the Cardinals is an unbelievable organization, fits you perfectly. So, I'm super blessed and super excited. It's a prestigious organization. I'm so fired up that they took a chance on me, but I'm very excited.
And, you know, like I said, you know, your story is just always, you know, underdog, 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 underdog. Yeah. And so nobody expected, you know, it to continue being the underdog story with the performance that you had this past year. But as it turns out, I guess that's the way that this story is going to be written. So, you know, moving forward, you know, with this undrafted, now the rest of your life, you know, undrafted is going to kind of be something that's tied to you. Is that something that you kind of want to be tied to you now? And when you get out there and, you know, people say, oh, he's undrafted, and kind of goes on and just have a great performance. Is that something that you want to kind of, you know, take into yourself at this point?
I kind of do, yeah, now I do. I've always wanted to hear my name called, you know, but at the end of the day, it didn't, so I'm kind of just moving past that, but I think it'd be a hell of a story one day to make it as far as I can and have that undrafted, you know, kind of sign over my head. So I'm kind of glad now because I'm gonna work a lot harder and it's just gonna fuel me, man. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'll take the undrafted. I'll take it.
So coming in, you know, talking about just Bay County baseball in general, there's a lot of great guys that have come out of here in recent years and, you know, in the past. And, you know, going on to the major leagues, playing in college, a lot of great players have come out of here. You know, Jaden drafted from Mosley last year, you know, several guys from this area. And there's a lot of people with their eyes on you, a lot of people that were, you know, watching the draft this week kind of saying, all right, where's RJ going to end up? Where's he going? What's he going to do next? And then yesterday when you announced, you know, the deal with the Cardinals, a lot of people kind of joined in and were like, all right, like, we're Cardinals fans, you know, let's go RJ, we're Cardinals fans. And to just know that you have this support, no matter where you're at, whether, you know, it's in Georgia or Mississippi or, you know, wherever the Cardinals take you, just to know that you have this, you know, support system back here in Bay County that's rooting you on. How does that, you know, kind of inspire you to just say like, hey, I got to keep going after this dream?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. And like it just builds my confidence up. And, you know, even when it wasn't happening the first, second, third day, like I'd have people texting me like, what's going on, man? Like just supporting me like, yo, you're good enough. Like don't think you're ever not. And so that means a lot, man. And it just helps me. It helps me keep going. You know, it's sometimes you're like, is it even for me anymore? But, you know, having those people there and having my family's awesome and they're so supportive too. And, you know, all of our friends and countless people in Bay County that support. And they help tremendously and I hope to make them proud.
And so for you, you know, obviously at this point, you know, you're one of the older guys kind of stepping into, you know, the professionals, you know, coming off a fifth-year season and, you know, using that COVID year of eligibility over at Mississippi State. And that's, you know, obviously why, you know, a lot of the reason why teams probably, you know, looked over you is because, you know, that fifth year and having all of, you know, you're not the 17-year-old kid coming out of high school.
Absolutely.
But, you know, to just kind of use that and say like, yeah, like I might be a couple years older, but that's to my advantage. Is that kind of the mindset that you have coming in is like, hey, like I don't need, you know, that time. Like I'm going to come in and immediately be somebody that can come out and play.
For sure. Yeah. I feel like I played in the best conference in America last year and, you know, played the best as I could have possibly played. So I think that will definitely prepare me for the next incoming months. I think my experience at Mississippi State was just like, basically, those guys are the best pitchers in the world. Like, those are the best players in the world, in my opinion, in college baseball. And so, man, I've played against them. There's a lot of people going that haven't. Baseball's hard. So, you know, it just is what it is. But I think my experience playing in the SEC last year and, you know, performing like I did, I think it's definitely going to help me. And I'm excited, yeah.
Just a few more questions for you, and this is all, you know, looking forward at this point. You know, the Cardinals, like I said, fantastic organization, you know, one of the most storied organizations in all of baseball. You know, there's the Yankees, Red Sox, you know, Cardinals are right up there with everybody, like at the top. And, you know, just looking forward and kind of have the blinders forward and kind of turning everything, you know, towards the direction of like my future is in professional baseball. You know, what is, you know, step number one when you head down to South Florida this week and just getting in there and kind of, you know, setting the tone for like getting in with this organization?
Yeah, I'm ready to get settled in. I think in anything, I like to get settled in a little bit, meet some people, meet some coaches, Yeah, I'm ready to find a cage as soon as I get there. Yeah, I'm ready to, just meet my teammates and, start that relationship, but I'm really excited to get down there.
So if good for me, talk about, the logistics of, how yesterday worked with St. Louis making the call and everything. Again, as a free agent, signed, there's got to be a little bit of a check, coming in right off the bat. Talk about that. What was that, the setup with the Cardinals, and, what did they kind of give you out the gate to kind of say, like, hey, come play baseball. Here you go. Let's sign your name down.
Yeah, so they called me after the draft, and I had a couple calls from other teams earlier, but I will say the money wasn't as good as the Cardinals that they gave me. So the Cardinals called me and they were like, we wish we could have got your name called, but this is what it is, and we really like you. Like, we're willing to spend this on you. And I told them you're going to have to give me a while, but they ended up giving me $50,000 to come play as a free agent. So that kind of, changed my perspective, and I had to take a while to cool down. At the same time, but I ended up taking it, and it worked out great. Yeah, it worked out.
I got one final question for you, and it's along the same lines of what we've already talked about. This fuel that you have of going undrafted in your story of just people not seeing you for the talent that you are. When you kind of look ahead and you know everything that you've gone through and know everything that you will go through in the future, what would you just say to anybody that might have doubted you, or at this point still doubts you, or just to say, like, hey, like, I'm all in, baseball is my future, and I'm just getting started?
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is. I've done it the past 2 years. I've done it last year, and I plan on doing it again. So this is me. This is the player I am. You're going to get somebody that works hard every single day and comes ready to roll, and that's just the way I play. I don't view, I try to look at the positive in everything, and I feel like, this whole situation just worked out for me to be with this organization. I'm very excited to get going.
Awesome. Well, RJ, thank you for coming in once again, and just to remind everybody, Mosley alum, Mercer alum, Mississippi State alum, now newest member of the St. Louis Cardinals. Appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely, man.
And congratulations. Look forward to following your future success.
Thank you, Sam.